I am Rawle Stanislas, the youngest of my mother's children, currently living in San Antonio, Texas, with my wife, Loy. It saddens me that I am unable to be present here today with my other siblings to lay our mother to rest, since the coronavirus prevents travel freely to and from the United States. My wife and I are so grateful and fortunate that my sister Royce and brother Madison and family are able to lay our mother to rest peacefully. Mother was born on the 8th of August 1922 in Choiseul to Edward Pascal and Teresa Ernest Mate. She completed all of her schooling in Choiseul, with one of her many pastimes being sewing and making crafts. It was there, after she completed school, she met the love of her life, Gilbert, an educator at the local primary school. They were married and raised 4 wonderful children, if I may say so myself: Gilroy, Royce, Madison, and yours truly. As an educator, Gilbert was transferred to Vieux Fort to assume the position of headmaster of the Vieux Fort Boys Primary School until his death in 1965. Felicite was left all alone to continue raising her family, and she sure did a great job of it. After the death of Gilbert, Felicite moved to Castries, where she lived until her peaceful death on Sunday, 21 June 2020. She worked briefly at Victoria Hospital as the matron of the nurses' home, but other than that, she was a stay-at-home, family-raising mother. One of the things I am most proud of was Mother's love, kindness, and generosity towards others. During the course of her life, she adopted several children who grew up to be very successful people in society. There was Doris, a registered nurse in New York; Joan, an accomplished cosmetologist hairdresser in Baton Rouge, Louisiana; Carol, who worked at Victoria Hospital until her retirement; and Darren, a customs officer in St. Lucia. Mom was a woman of great stature. She walked tall with pride and grace. She was a woman of prayer and faith. She was a true believer and had unwavering faith in God, Jesus Christ, and our Holy Mother. She attended Sunday Mass at the cathedral religiously. She made the effort even when it became very difficult for her. At some point, her pastor told her, "Mom, I will bring communion to you. Remain in your seat." Her reply was, "My Jesus does not have to come to me. I will come to him." She always walked up to the altar to receive communion. She always sat in the same pew. As time passed, Mom was no longer able to go to the cathedral, but she never stopped attending her Mass. EWTN became her go-to. She got dressed every morning to attend her early morning Mass without fail, always with a covering over her head to show respect. As she watched the television, she would kneel and stand up at the appropriate times with prayer books and rosary in hand. She is survived by her children, Gilroy and wife Daphne Stanislas and their children, Earl and his daughter Sheila, Rawle and his children Brianna and Christian, Junior and Opie and their child Morgan, Gaffy and her child Janaya, Royce and her adopted children she helped raise: Doris, Joan, Carol, and her son Darren. She is also survived by Doris's child Brianna, Joan's children Claude, Claudia, Jackie, Karen, and Samantha, and Darren's son David. Madison and Rawle Stanislas and their children, Marcella and son Zadie, Michael, Lana Sue and her husband and daughter Daisy, Zena, her husband Vaughn, and their children Vivian and Reginald, Darlene, her fiancé Micah, and their baby boy Garnett, born just 3 days after mother's death. Rawle and wife Rawle Stanislas and their children, Janine and husband Matthew and their daughter Elodie, Brett and wife Vivian and daughters Ariana, Amaris, and Emil, Harim and wife Sarah and son Josiah, Jose Rolito and wife Anna, and children Anangeli and Marie Angeli. And of course, all the many friends and other extended family members who affectionately called her Mom. I thank all of you for your prayers and support. At this time, on behalf of all of us, I'd like to take a moment to sincerely thank Royce and Madison for all the love, patience, and kindness they showed taking such good care of Mother in her later years. Mother never complained. She was a tough cookie. She took life as it came and gave her best possible. She always put other people's interest ahead of hers. One of her favorite sayings was, "Mais non," when offered her Sunday cocktail before lunch. And when finished, she would say, "Ah, that went down obediently." At times, for the right occasion, she would even take a second one. She never spoke of what could have been had her husband not needed care during his prolonged illness, or if he had lived longer. She just kept on moving and living. On a selfish note, when in 1968, at the height of the Vietnam War, I told her I was joining the United States Army, she totally supported me going so far away to a dangerous profession and believing that I could do it. Of course, there were prayers and more prayers and even more prayers because I needed it. She knew how troublesome I was. Thank you, Mother, for making me the person I have become, serving and earning the highest enlisted rank of Command Sergeant Major in the Army. Thank you, Mother, for making Madison the person he has become, an educator for over 40 years and currently a deacon at Grosley. Thank you, Mother, for making Royce the person she has become, an educator for 43 years. And thank you, Mother, for making Gilroy the person that he has become, an accountant and currently retired. The following Bible verse stood out to me as a perfect summary of Felicite's life. It is taken from Luke 1:38. And Mary said, "Behold, I am the servant of the Lord. Let it be done to me according to your word." Thank you, Felicite. You were an inspiration not only to your children, but to every person you had the opportunity to touch. Felicite Stanislas, a life well lived.